Hey guys, Swathy here from Chennai. We're doing the walk with the coach this time at Marina, and this is the R Promenade. and there's coach for you. Say hello.
Hey guys, so good to see you, all of you, and to be with the Swathy from Chennai. So interesting.
So we're now on our 11th week.
Yes,
Yeah.
11th,
Congratulations,
finishing the 11th week.
guys. That's more than half. Like we figured out like yesterday at the SOU. Now, this is gonna be a nice rest week coming up,
Yep.
and we're gonna be interrogating him on everything that's gonna go part of the rest week.
Yes,
Yeah.
very difficult.
All right. Say hello to him.
Hi guys, thank you Swathy for hosting this week's program. Before I even get into any of this, let me first ask you to introduce yourself.
Oh, can I do that? Okay. Swathy here. This is my 5th season, and yeah, it's pretty exciting that we finally made it.
So how many half marathons you've done till now?
4 half marathons. Unbelievable, actually,
Yeah.
for somebody who never like ran more than 200 meters. So if this is your first season here,
And
you're in good company.
4 seasons of half marathon. Have you ever run before all of this?
No, like I said, like the most I've run is probably when I'm late and catching the bus.
But think about that, guys. Think about that. And she is now a seasoned runner. Running in Chennai is not easy, as you all know. Warm, it's humid and all that. But she hasn't missed much. She's one of our favorite students. I think I've always been your coach till now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've literally seen her right from her infancy in running to where she is right now. So glad to have her as my star runner. And by the way, just for those of you who do not know, she's the youngest sister of the Coach Suja family. And Aparna, Suja, Srivatsan, Raghu, Sanjana, Mom, all of them are running family, and glad to sort of fill up the blank and finish the cycle with Swathy coming in as well.
Yeah.
So
With this, they've all done the walk with coach with you, haven't they?
yes. That's why it's very nice to
Take
finish.
that, guys. All right.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's start about the rest week.
Yep.
So what exactly and why exactly are we doing the rest week?
Why rest week? It's a great question. Let's talk about why we are doing rest week. So typically in other running programs, it's not as if rest week is it's sort of my design for my training program. So rest week is something that I have introduced after discussing with my coaches, obviously. The reason is I am focused on, let's call it the early amateur runners. Okay. So other coaches, they do it for senior runners, but I focus on early amateur runners. So that's why I introduced this concept of that's why I introduced this concept of rest week. So the idea here, Swathy, is that every time you finish, let's say, 1 week of training, you remember in past messages I had explained that for every week of training, there is an increase in fatigue that is happening. That means muscle tear, various other bodily sort of impact that running causes.
And you're loading up.
As you're loading up. So there is an increase in fatigue. There is also an increase in training, training impact. That means you're getting stronger, your cardio system is getting better. So if you look at it, there is a training impact is increasing, but your fatigue is also increasing. Now, if the training impact is more than fatigue, then it's actually you're getting better and better. If the increase in training impact is less than the increase in fatigue, then you will start getting injured. That's the simple equation. So you've got to manage the increase in fatigue and increase in training impact, right? Even if your training impact is more than fatigue, there is always a residual accumulation of fatigue in your body. Because, when you finish the long run, we ask you to take a break, right? The idea of that break is you are allowing body to come back to normalcy, repair all the damages that has happened because of the impact you've given to the body. But what happens is
That's the good pain. Right?
that's a good pain, right? So let's assume you do a long run, 100 units of your bodily muscle got impacted. When you give a little bit of 1 day rest before you start the run, it recovers 98% of it. 2% still remains.
Right.
It has not yet recovered. Like the muscle fibers are not yet recovered. But you start the next week's training.
Right.
So what happens is as the number of weeks increases, the residual non-repaired item of your body is actually increasing. So at the beginning of the training, you had, let's say, 2% of your muscles not yet repaired. After 11 weeks, maybe it's 10% of your body is not at repair. So we give a rest week. When you do the rest week, body goes and does its homework. Get all the residual sort of accumulated non-repaired items repaired.
So it's a heal week.
It's a healing week. Both physically and mentally, you guys are slowly getting exhausted, right? The continuous flow of strength training and running causes a bit of a fatigue, mental fatigue. Every day getting up in the morning and doing the same thing. So you're giving the mind, don't worry buddy, you're going to get 1 week of doing nothing, your mind gets refreshed. Okay?
When you're actually gonna like turk for that again.
Exactly.
Like you want that run again, right?
So that is the idea of rest week. That is why rest week is my answer. That's why you need to take it seriously. It's part of the training. It's not something where I'm giving you off or something. It is part of the structured training. That's what it is.
Awesome. So this is something where it's not to be seen as an indulgence week.
Correct. It is part of the training, right? So let's talk about that. So then that talks about what you need to do in a rest week.
Okay, exactly.
Right?
So what goes into that?
Yes. What is the indulgence week? One form of answer of indulgence week is just go to the bars and hit the party circuit and drink every day and
So
just...
we're not doing that? Okay.
Oh no, you're not doing it's a good question. You are not doing that. You're still in the middle of the drink.
Okay.
Yes, you can have your parties, but not like this is not you're graduated and you can do whatever you feel
Not
like.
yet.
Not yet. I'm sorry, not yet. But what you can do, let's talk about what you can do. This I call it the tender loving care week.
I like that.
Yes, you care for yourself. Tender. That means you got to love your body. You got to tell your body, hey body, thanks for doing this. Now it's time for me to give you a little bit of, reward for all the things you supported me. Go for massages if you can.
Yes.
Yes. Go for spa. I love massages during this time.
That's sort of an indulgence.
That is
sense,
indulgence.
right?
That type of indulgence, go for it. I would suggest 2 massages a week. I've seen a lot of lady runners especially. They use this week to do 2 massages. One at the beginning, one at the end. Full body massages. Go there and just, blow off $100, $150. Go to the best of the spa. Do some of the best things you can do. It will make a huge difference to your recovery.
And especially like those deep tissue ones where they're working the muscle.
Exactly. Deep tissue is even better. So find out the areas where there is some pain. For instance, like Coach Deepak had shared a tail malish thing.
Yeah.
I think that's something. If your husband, wife, mom, dad, anybody can do that, force them to do it on you, for instance, right? So that's the first thing I would like you to do.
It's part of the job. It's like I'm expected to get this, guys.
Exactly.
Like,
You earned it. Part of the training. Part of the
Like-
training. Second thing I want you to do is see if you can sleep that extra 1 hour more if you can. Every day in the morning you guys what time you normally wake up for your runs?
5:30.
See, 5:30. So she has to do it. Morning time is best and all that. Now if there are no runs, don't get up at 5:30 and watch a movie or things like that. See if you can sleep that extra 1 hour, if you can. Because that is additional wonderful time for your body for tender loving care.
This is sometimes a tricky one, right? Because when you don't have a run, the tendency is to, I end up staying up late.
Yep.
Later, if it's about work or if it's just Netflix,
Correct.
whatever. But it's to kind of indulge yourself with sleep instead.
Very important, if you can. That's why I said if you can. If you can do that, nothing like that. Sleep more. The third one, Swathy, everybody should think about is meditation. If you are able to do that extra 1 hour, if you're able to maybe sign up for a meditation, sort of a joint meditation course or something like that, where this is like giving food for your soul.
Right.
Soul to soul is what our thought process is. If you can do that meditation, that 1 hour, man, it'll really, really, really heal your body.
Actually, that is something that, because you have that little extra time,
Yeah.
to get into that habit may not be a bad idea to start.
I'm telling you,
Right?
runners have done it and they find it very useful. They really find it useful.
I do use, I've of late been liking the Headspace app. It's
Yes.
very simple.
Yes.
And it doesn't go into major theory. It's just very simple and kind of.
Yes.
But I've fallen off the wagon and maybe this is
It's a good time to
get-
do that, right? And what you should not do, okay? Don't feel as if you don't know what you have to do with your life. Some people have complained to me that I feel I'm wasting my life right now because
this is your effect. This is the RHWB effect.
which is strange. They feel I'm not running. I feel I'm just going back in time. I feel like I've lost all the positive things I've gained in the last 11
Maybe it's the fear that you you lose your performance.
Exactly. That fear is there. And you see, you're getting used to runner's high till now, right?
Right.
That hormone that is injected.
Right.
Suddenly that is not there.
oxytocin,
Exactly.
right?
Suddenly it is not there in your body. So you feel like you're actually wasting your time. You are regressing back to the...
I get that. Yeah.
That feeling is there. Don't worry. If that feeling is there, that means you are not alone. A lot of people feel it. But that's the idea, guys. Give that 1 week, get over that feeling. And trust me, you will do really well once you come back.
So, if you, am I skipping ahead? But when you come back, are you going to be, slower, or do you think you're going to be better?
Yes, good question. What after rest week, how does it
Right.
feel? Universally, I've seen Swathy, people when they come back, the first 4 days runs are difficult, more difficult than how it was. There is a perception and also a reality. Reality-wise, also it's a little bit difficult. Perception is they feel I've lost out on the run, so when I come back on run, you feel your heart is beating, breathing more difficulty. All those things happen, but that is normal. There is a actual proof that it takes 1 week to lose 50% of your gained strength,
Okay.
but it takes only 2 days to get back all your thing if you come back. If the gap is not more than a month,
That's
that means
amazing.
exactly
The body is like so ready to give
pick it
back to
up.
you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're, let's say you're on strength level 100, you miss out for 1 week, 100 will come to 50.
Okay.
And if the gap for coming back is less than a month, you will come back from 50 to 100 in 1 week, irrespective. If it is more than a month, then it takes more time. If it is less than a month, you'll come back really fast. So you have the trust in that find.
So your conditioning is there. It may not be immediately apparent, but
It's not
it's
going
there.
away. It's not going away.
And I've had in the last few, I think it's been mixed. Like I think it's also got to do with the fact that how much rest I actually got in
Correct.
that week.
Correct.
And sometimes I've come out flying.
Yeah.
And some days sometimes after rest week it's been slow. But I think what would you say? Like, do you compare yourself to where you were, or just be present to where you are now?
Recognize that there will be a hit. Also recognize that hit is highly transient, just 3-4 days. So don't go around comparing, oh my god, I used to be 10-minute miler and now I can't do even 11-minute.
And definitely not compared to Srivatsan.
Srivatsan,
Right,
see,
like-
you can only compare to human beings, okay? You can't compare to people from Andromeda Galaxy. Not even in our Milky Way.
No.
So that's what it is, Swathy.
Okay.
In summary, sorry, go ahead.
So in terms of what next after the meso 3?
Yep.
Do you want to talk anything about what comes after? The what should we expect from the week when we come back?
Yes, so we will do that a little bit now, but we're going to do that in the next message also.
Right.
We will talk about peak meso cycle. Okay, that's what we'll talk about in the next message. But thanks for laying that up for the next message. In summary for this message though, guys, enjoy the well-earned rest. That's the first thing. You have earned it. So feel proud of that earned thing. Some of you might have to miss it because of something else. That's fine. But those of you who don't have to miss it, enjoy it. Tender, loving care.
Pat yourself on the back.
Thank
Super.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.